Hello, hello. What is up? My name is Lauren. I am your resident intuitive baddie, and I'm having an existential crisis right now. All right, okay, so to be very honest, I'm not entirely sure if there's going to be a message in here. I just want to work through whatever the fuck it is that I'm moving through today. And, if anything, at the very least, you might be entertained by this, and you might be like, maybe I got it a little bit more together than this girl. Or not, who knows. But yeah, today is 222 portal. I knew I was gonna meet somebody who was gonna, I knew this day was going to be about alignment, and I knew I was going to cross paths with somebody that was going to change the trajectory. Didn't happen how I expected. So, today I decided to go out because I wanted to pick up this top that I was buying from a girl on the other side of town. And then I decided that I wanted to go to a coffee shop to work out of. I got off at a station that is close to, I don't know, I want to say an affluent area in Toronto, by Yorkville, if you're familiar with the streets of Toronto. I didn't even end up going to the cafe that I looked up because the way that I went out of the subway was connected to a building where there's like this wellness place that my friend founded. One of their locations is connected to the station, which smelled wonderful. But when I went upstairs, there was already a cafe there. So I just went to that cafe because I was like, let me not go outside while it's gross and snowing outside right now. And yeah, I spent most of the day there. I actually had already realized that I think on the train, I realized that wedding planning wasn't in alignment for me anymore. I realized that it's something that I've been working towards, or it's something that felt safer to me, funny enough. Because, yeah, like when it comes to my mom or telling other people that I'm following wedding planning, shout out to my alarm. When I would tell people that I'm doing wedding planning, I think it was safer just because even though it's something that's not a super common job, it makes a lot of money. Like everybody knows that people that plan weddings or work in weddings at all in any capacity make a lot of money just because that industry is so expensive. And I think I was comfortable with it because it made sense to me. It made sense as an event planner or somebody in events, but I kept trying to make it make sense with the other things that I naturally wanted to do, which of course, one is building the space, building my venue. And I was trying to find a way to make it soul-led so that I could, one, be different, but then also just because I didn't want to be working with people who go against my beliefs or would disrupt the peace I've cultivated for myself. And I kept having a difficult time with it. I kept feeling like they were too far apart. And then even when I did find ways to marry them, it was just so much harder to explain to people. And when I was making ads or when I would be posting, it's like I just was putting it out, and I just knew I was shouting into the void. So when I got to the cafe and I started talking it out with ChatGPT, and yeah, it was basically like, yeah, it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like something that you are interested in that much. And I was working out like kind of how to start leading with spirituality, how to start leading with sessions, and the things that I really want to do, which is I really want to work with people, and I want to help people. I want to help people move past the point of being stuck, like how I kind of feel now. And I want to help guide people through transitions in their life, like through whatever they might be going through, where I don't know, it's like where their subconscious patterning might be taking over and blinding them. So I started working on frameworks and stuff like that, how to change how to go about the brand shift without, I guess, being apologetic or whatever with the wedding planning stuff. Anyway, so this guy comes in, and he's dressed pretty eccentric. Like, he is somebody that is definitely very noticeable. Notably his glasses. He had this cool jacket, beads, stuff like that. Anyways, I remember he was on the phone at first, and then I put my earphones in and I was working. It was probably an hour or so, but from like when he came in to, at some point I needed to go to the bathroom, so I asked him if he would watch my stuff. And then when I came back, he asked me what I was working on, and then I told him that I'm going through a huge identity shift, so I'm working on what I want to put out. So then he started to ask me about it, and then I think as soon as I said I was moving from wedding planning, he pretty much confirmed that. He was saying something about how like my services aren't needed there. It's like I could take that skill set and I should be using it on production or something like that. He said that I would be more useful on a set, which was interesting because I have done a little bit of set work before. And I had thought about it, but yeah. And then he actually started talking about my dad. He was saying that my dad's leaning on me too much, and this is when I was like, okay, this guy has to be a medium or something, because I'm like he's spitting facts that I'm like, I've barely spoken. This guy is reading me right now, and it was also funny because he was it was like some of the concepts he was explaining to me. I'm like, oh sir, I know, I'm not a beginner. But anyways, and then he asked me about my tattoo. He asked me about this tattoo. And I think I started it off by saying that when I was a little girl, I loved to sing. And then I didn't even get far enough to complete why I got this tattoo. But he was saying there's something for you in singing. And then he asked me if I've ever considered singing jazz. And he was basically saying that my voice, he said that I have the opportunity to heal through my voice, through singing. And he said to look into the style of jazz, because I guess the way that they elongate what they're saying and the spaces in between, he was saying that that's something that might really work for me. And it was so interesting because when he started to talk about it, like I felt this like tightness in my chest that kind of felt like I think it felt heavy because that was a dream of mine, and it was a dream of mine that I really thought I laid to rest, you know? Oh my God, am I gonna get emotional? Fuck. But yeah, even now, it's just like, I feel like I've been so far removed from that. And like, even with dance, like, I feel like I just, I felt like as a performer, like, I really, really didn't see that as for me in this lifetime. But it's weird because I feel like it has been coming around for me, or it's been kind of trying to get my attention again. You know, like, I started my TikTok. I don't know, maybe you found me from there. If not, though, I have a TikTok, and the videos that do the best on there are all my music-led readings. And yeah, you could look at it as like, oh, it's because the artists or the songs are popular and, you know, people like that. But what it's indicating to me is that when I do things that have to do with music, when I use my gifts in music, there's more of a response. And I guess why this is feeling like an identity crisis is I just don't know how to make it work. And it's so funny. I think it's so funny because this has been the issue for everything, is that I keep trying to make things work. And I guess why I'm filming this and talking out loud or thinking out loud is to come to this realization that, like, I'm really not supposed to make anything work. There are certain things that are just gonna work because they're aligned with me. And I think I need to stop being scared of that. I need to not worry what's not gonna work out and just create. Because yeah, something that he said after all of that was, he was just saying that he could see creativity oozing out of me. And then he started talking about how artists need to create. They just need to. And yeah, I think he's right. But again, it's like I don't know where to start, and I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot that I don't know, and it's scary. It's scary not to know. But at the same time, it's like, at the same time, I do know, or there's certain things that I do know. Like, I think I have always known that music was for me and music was supposed to play a part of my life. I mean, literally the meaning of this tattoo is that I'm married to the music because it's always been a part of my life. So yeah, it's like, there's so many avenues I can take, and I think that's what's so scary about it. It's just like, I really don't know how to move. And I don't know, maybe I've just always had such a hard time trusting. And I do think it's funny because I spend so much time preaching about trusting the universe and, you know, letting go of control. And it's like, yeah, I've been doing that for so long. You know, one of the last things that he left me with was, he was just like, can I be blunt right now? And I was like, yeah, of course, I fucking love it when people are blunt with me. Please be blunt. And then he was like, you're too hard on yourself. He said, like, it's okay that you were, but you need to stop. And like, I swear to God, I was gonna cry in the cafe. And I think maybe that's why I was just like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go home now. I think I'm gonna go home and sit with this. Cause what? All I know is I'm gonna keep making these videos at the very least, but yeah, I don't know. Expect to see more creativity, maybe more music channels. Maybe you catch me singing a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, this is just one of those videos where it's like, I have nothing to leave you here with because I don't know what the fuck is happening. I don't know, but what I do know is that I can't fuck with anything that doesn't align with me. And you shouldn't either. Yeah. Well, thanks for listening. If any of that resonated, I would love to know. Please do let me know. And until next time, bye.